In this video, we're going to take a look at the consoles and more importantly the racing games that have influenced me for more than 45 years. And to kick off, we'll start with the Atari 2600 console. Now, while you're watching this clip, and by the way, what epic graphics, don't adjust your sound because that's actually the noise that the game made. It was actually quite annoying, but back in the day, this was revolutionary. I mean, this was home gaming on a level that had never been seen before, and this particular game, Indy 500, was probably the foremost racing game of the time. And now we jump forward to 1984 and the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and the game in particular, F1 Simulator. Now, as you can see, this was quite an update on the graphics and the gameplay that we had in the Atari. It was still basic, but it was fun. It was one of the first games that actually gave you a sort of pseudo 3D, and it was good. For the time, it was good. Now we jump a couple of years to the Sega Master System and the game that is legendary, Outrun. Now, back in the day, you could not go into an arcade, whether it be at the seaside, at the fun fair, anywhere, and not find one of these machines. They were everywhere and everybody was playing it. I dread to think how much money I put in these when I was younger, but you know what? Every penny was money well spent. I loved this game. And now jumping to 1992, we have the Sega Mega Drive and a game that was groundbreaking, Virtua Racer. This was one of the first games that actually used true 3D environment. Not before where the graphics and the 3D was simulated. This was the first game where the car itself actually moved around a built environment. It was fantastic. Yes, the graphics were clunky and a little bit naff, but back then this was the game. It wasn't even meant to be a game. This was actually just a proof of concept to prove that 3D environments would work. They liked it that much at the company, they actually made a full game out of it. And now we jump to 1997 and the PlayStation 1, and a game that, well, let's face it, needs no introduction really, does it? Gran Turismo, possibly the daddy of all racing games. Now, this was brilliant in the day. The graphics were better than anything that had been seen. You had multiple cars, you had buying, you had selling, you had multiple races. This was the game. Hell, this game even featured on the original Fast and Furious movie at the start. Watch it if you're not sure. It was fantastic. And now we jump to 2003 and the PlayStation 2 and Need for Speed Underground. This game had so much customization and a fantastic soundtrack, and even to this day a lot of racing gamers still say that this is the best Need for Speed that was ever made, and quite frankly I think they're right. And next up we have the PlayStation 3, a more modern console, and the game Grid Autosport. Now this was a brilliant game. Yes, you only had really touring cars and one other type, but there was so much in the game. You had reverse grid starts, you had qualifying. Now the graphics were a big step up on what we've seen in previous other games, and if the touring cars wasn't really your thing, well, they also had a single-seater open wheel, which offered a whole new challenge. And finally we come to 2022, PlayStation 5 and Gran Turismo 7. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been the games that have influenced me for the last 45 years, from the near photorealistic gaming of Gran Turismo 7 right back to the Atari when the graphics were 8-bit and chunky. For more great videos like this one, just follow this link. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.